welcome to the channel. This is video number 3. We've already walked here, so we're going to walk back the same route. So we'll be getting wet again because of the long weeds and stuff. So I was talking there about the corporations drive. It's like, well, why would the corporations want us enslaved? Well, it's because they can make money. And then you think, I think that's what they talk about. When you look at things, and if you try and look at things that are happening and think out the box, I suppose, and just try and think about them differently, like the migrant thing, the migrants coming across the channel. So when they drown, is that our fault? As in, not our fault, but the government, for allowing it to happen? Well, I say yes. So, also slavery. These people are more than likely going to be slaves. They're going to work for, nothing. They're not going to work for much, are they? They're going to be in the gig economy. So, the government are responsible for a lot of things that happen. Keir Starmer, he's head first into being, I reckon he should definitely be looking at going to jail. Yeah. Keir Starmer. Yeah. Never liked him. It's horrible. You can't even hide. The guy in the pub that chucked him out of the pub was spot on. And I didn't even realise it at the time how strong a bit of footage that would be. Well, he was wrestling with a bodyguard, It was what he was doing. Get out of my fucking pub. Well, he didn't say F, he said get out of my pub. So, how much are we slaves? Yeah, well, we are already. It's all a degree. I get to wander around and do stuff. A certain level of freedom, but see, they're trying to restrict that with the cars. Try to take that away from you. Can't get in your own car. So the cycling guy that was arguing with me he got too abusive. So I had to. Well, his comment had went into the blocked section. So he just became really frustrated, and what he was doing wrong was he wasn't seeing the connection between 20 zones, say for example, and more pollution. Bike lanes, more pollution. All he was thinking about was the actual thing itself. So what he wasn't doing was multivariate analysis, and each time he I think it might have been a woman, I think it was a man, a young male. Each time I was coming back, rebutting what he was saying, he was getting more and more angry and abusive. So finally, it was a tirade of I'm a moron and all this sort of thing. And so really, what I'm saying, and what I said to him, or attempted to say to him, and it didn't get through, was that if you ban the roads in Stirling, so the definition of banning the roads, you're not allowing cars to go on the roads. Trucks and vans, vehicles, let's just call them vehicles. You're not allowing them on these roads. So the reason the pollution goes up is the people still drive the cars. So they're going to go, so the traffic build up is going to build up further out the city, or the city, it's normally cities. That's multivariate analysis. Of course the Greens don't want us having vehicles. There's a lot of people aren't, a lot of people are not capable of cycling or walking, or they don't have the health, and the car's their life. The car is freedom, so it's an act of tyranny to deprive population of their personal conveyance, and that's what they're trying to do. That's coming from the World Economic Forum, who they will carry on using their Learjets, and they know it. They don't give a shit. They don't even try to hide it. I'm just not having the argument at all about cycling. Bike lanes. I think bike lanes are not helping cyclists. I don't think they're helping anyone. And I've no doubt about that. It's like I'm 100% sure of that. That what you need to do is just share the road. Cyclists, that's what's happening. You go down there and you see them not using it. But so the oppression, they've oppressed. So it's a political move. It's not there to help cyclists. They're just being used. Unless they are full out green communists, which a lot of them are, they're being used. So like the guy was seen down at Roundabout there in the last video, looked like a normal cyclist just cycling. It's fine. He doesn't need a bike lane. If I see him, I'll give him a metre and a half or whatever it is. It's not difficult. You always get a lunatic that's going to get to... The bike lanes doesn't exactly stop that happening anyway, because they're not even using the bike lanes. So back to that argument. So he got abusive. I didn't block him because he put... If you want to see that's on... It was about a bike lane in Stirling, at the Craigs. If you want to see that, you can go and look at it. See what he was saying, but... He needs to learn to keep his arguments, because I don't think he should be silenced. I think he should be able to say what he believes. But you can't start calling people morons, imbeciles, and I know I've done it myself, but I'm trying not to. It's not professional. You can't do it on YouTube or Facebook or the internet. It's just something you shouldn't do. So stop it, right? And that includes me. And I'm trying. I don't think I do it anymore. Well, I might have done in the past, but maybe I say it. But I'm not talking about MD. Well, yeah, I do. Speaking about specific people, I can hear a battery gun. So, by all means get on your bike. But you've got to understand where the wealth comes from. It doesn't come from bikes, it comes from cars, trucks and vans. It doesn't come from bikes. If you don't understand that, well, that young guy probably doesn't do anything anyway. Sadly, the only power young white men have in this society we've got right now is a sort of strange kind of... They even call themselves sus-trans. I mean, how nefarious is that? The charity that's pushing... Equango that's pushing on the bike lanes. So it's a deliberate ploy to try and foster an identity so that they could have somebody like me arrested for saying things about cyclists. And that's what the Labour government's doing about Islam. So you're not going to be able to have the discussion. You're not going to be able to say anything about it. Immigration's the same. The racist thing, they fully ramped that up. Anybody with any sense knows it's just a political stick to beat everybody with. And it's just stammer. Hopefully will add up in jail in my lifetime. But who knows? Tony Blair's obviously the one that should really be in jail, because he's the one that committed war crimes. But the whole thing's looking a bit grim. And there's come on, but that's a funny one with the Germans, wasn't it? They're going to start using the Rwanda system that the UK government set up. Do you know that's actually hilarious? I never even thought about that. You know, I didn't think, oh, somebody else will use that. You wouldn't really think about that, would you? But they'd been thinking about it. That's actually amazing. You know, that makes Keir Starmer look a total twat, actually. Because he's chucked that away just because the Tories did it. What a moron. It's absolutely, it really is quite amazing. It's like, there's a lot of funny twists and turns happen sometimes. One of them was in Northern Ireland when the migrants were threatening to go to Rwanda, so they went over Ireland to get out so they wouldn't have to go to Rwanda. And that was a trend that happened. I think it sort of died out though quite quick, didn't it? I always thought the whole thing was it just wasn't going to happen, you know. It was like nonsense. I was thinking, like, it's a bit like somebody telling you they're going to do something and they're not going to do it, and they just tell you they're going to do it, like a neighbour or something. Go, I'll do that, no problem. It's a lot of it's too being polite. You know, you don't want to like be horrific in your language, so you try and smooth things over, and then you don't say exactly what you want because you think you're going to be rude. But the problem is you then go and do the thing that you didn't want to say. So that's kind of rude in itself, eh? But well, what can you do? People's like that. People are weird. So I'll get home, breakfast, get away, get the car Granada started up. Going to shift it up the back, block it in with the C4 and the C3, have it blocked right in. I'm going to have to start rearranging the vehicles. I don't use the Granada much, if at all. Just never seem to get around to it. But we'll get it started up today and we'll do a video of that starting up process. So here we are. Thanks for watching. That's Bluebell Woods. Bang!